Okay. So we'll do the form. We'll do one form today. There's a couple. We'll save it, and then we'll have, just so people get an idea so they'll submit. I think it's a good idea. I'm just going to do the first one. I'm sorry it was the one that is kind of the craziest. But we'll see, right? Is its own clip. Hopefully that starts something good. I don't know which one that is, but fuck it. Okay. Friday forum. This is crazy. This is not what I expected to get the first time, but I'm glad. Maybe I haven't read it all. Maybe I'm not glad. Okay. Let's do. I didn't need a name from this. So, are we ready? Do I put music on for this, or the editor will put music on? I'd rather them put music on than do our own. So, hello, Mr. Snark. I have a dilemma, and it's one that many of us have but won't admit. I'm a bit below average size downstairs, 4 to 4.5 on a good day. Not exactly micro, but a bit small anyways. I've never let this bother me before, and I've always had confidence in myself, and I've developed a lot of other skills in the bedroom. The problem is, I was recently with a lady who was very into me until we got down to it, and she flat out ridiculed me. I tried not letting it get to me. I didn't get mad. I didn't snap back or insult her. I accepted that we were not compatible and we went our separate ways. However, the past couple weeks have been fucking with my head, and my confidence is shot. I've only had one serious relationship, and it wasn't a problem with her, but it was also her first relationship. Looking up other advice on online forums, well, I just heard a lot of disheartening stories. A lot of people seem really shallow these days. I just want to know if there's any hope for me. I know it's a silly question. I know that I'll be all right. My confidence took a real blow, and I'm licking my wounds, but hey, it's a good contribution to the stream, and any advice would be appreciated. Anyway, shout out to the snipers. I appreciate you doing this for us. It's obviously tough because when your confidence is shot, you don't want to get back out there and try. It truthfully doesn't matter that much to a lot of women, but I think it's great. I think the best thing that you got is that you had the one serious relationship, even though it was just the one, to develop other skills in the bedroom. And obviously it seems that way because when you hear people talk about relationships, especially online or just in social circles, you always hear about the ideals. And so, yeah, maybe they want these things. Maybe they want something that's bigger. But when they get down to it and you're in a relationship or you're just having interaction with somebody, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. It for sure matters. There's no way around that. It obviously changes how things, occur. But I mean, look, here's the best thing, right? Nobody can surprise you by saying anything. You were surprised that she ridiculed you, right? But now that that's happened, like, it can't get worse. And so there should be nothing that stops you from going out and continue to have interactions with people. And you shouldn't feel like sometimes in situations like this where somebody has a insecurity about themselves, they almost feel guilty of subjecting the other person to it. Like, oh, I feel like I'm wasting their time because we're going to build this relationship and then they're going to see that I have this and they're going to be disappointed. I'm going to feel like I wasted their time. And I just please do not fall into that is my one recommendation for you. 2, you've already developed other skills, which is great, which would have been another, if we're talking about just physical things that you could do to improve your situation. That's one. You've already done that. And fortunately, you had that other relationship to help you do that. You just gotta continue to try. There's absolutely hope. But a lot of the times what happens, and this is for a lot of different things and a lot of different insecurities and a lot of different facets, where people get caught up in the quantity. Like, does this eliminate a portion of your dating pool? Maybe it does, right? But was that portion the portion you were going to end up with anyway? Likely not. And so it saves you some time. And yes, it is harder because it's harder to stay motivated in finding somebody because there are less opportunities. But you just got to understand that, no, I don't think, like, for what I would assume from people that I've been around in my life and the things I've heard other people say about, like, it's not like you're the only one. I've definitely heard women that I know speak about this and go, see, it's not that big of a deal and he was great and it's fine. And the problem is it's always going to be something that you will be thinking about now. And so you really, really, really will have to have an open line of communication with whoever you're with, communicating these insecurities, because the moment she doesn't come home, you know, she's 15 minutes late, you're like, where was she? Where was she? Was she getting that mega meat? Like, was she at the Mandingo store? Like, you can also incorporate tools, and some women aren't that sexually active. And so it might be something that you don't care about, but if you are, then you do need to have these conversations. You're only in, like I said, online, just stay off of there. Stay off of those forums, stay off looking at those people's experiences for the most part. Because if somebody had a good experience, would they share it? You can maybe look for updates on posts. Like, those will probably give you the best. Like, hey, I actually did get into a relationship and she's fine with it. Nothing matters. And I've still, you know, we have a great sex life. It's just very difficult. They're not going to come to you with good stories. They want to wallow in their self-pity. And it's really not that big. It's one facet of your life, and it's one facet that a lot of people don't care as much about as you think. Obviously, you are men. They typically care about it more. And he's already supplemented. He's already said, I've developed a lot of other skills in the better. He's already tackled this, but it doesn't change the perception. It doesn't change that this is still something that is atypical, right? And so it's not about whether or not you can perform. It's about feeling different to other people, and it's just not sufficing. But it just doesn't. Obviously, it sucks. But I would say you'll be fine if you continue. It's something you want anyway, and I don't think it'll get worse for you. So you can buy the extendo cock attachment. You can. But it sucks. Obviously, it sucks more in theory than it does in practice, is what I'll say, which should give you hope from the things that I've heard from women. But again, it's not necessarily you don't necessarily care about what the women think. You don't want to be reminded that you are, quote unquote, lacking in an area, and it makes you feel lesser as an individual. But I truly, truly, truly think you'll be okay. I really do. I just once again reiterate that maybe the quantity of potential partners goes down, but I don't think the quality goes down. There are things that people have in certain tendencies and idiosyncrasies and certain physical traits and things like that where the quality of the potential partner goes down. I don't think this affects the potential quality of your partner. And so I think it's fine, but you cannot let it stop you, and you cannot feel guilty for, quote unquote, subjecting a new person to this. You cannot feel guilty for spending time with somebody, getting to know them, because you think they're going to have the same reaction that this woman had. You can't do that. But I just hope they're not going to mega meats on you. That would be my point. Anyway, we say that for the stop. Well, I needed to get some funny clips still for the editor. Because if we go to the end of the video and we put that little thing, I don't know. No, there's no name attached to that. I have no idea who that is, which is good. I made sure to not collect emails and not collect anything. But they also said I could include them in a Discord call. So if they want, I could talk to them, but I'm not going to reach out. I have no idea who to reach out to, so I'm clickbaiting the fuck out of that segment for Sunday. Sure, you got that. Not bad. A little bit of a resurgence of the content. We'll see what the video's looking like. And you know what it was? You know what it started the stream off? Initially was me singing. Not everyone was a meat monster, and it doesn't matter, bro. Like, it honestly doesn't matter that much. As somebody who was perhaps on the opposite end of that, doesn't fucking matter. And I know it seems crazy for like me to say that. No, they're fucking meat masters, bro. But you could be a meat master in any size. On God, you could. Feel like who actually? I don't know, bro. I find myself caring less and less about what other humans are up to. Not that I ever really cared at all, but I could feign it. You know what I mean? I could, you know. Well, you're hoping she's shallow. If you got wait, editor, include this too. I need this joke included. Look, bro, if you got 3 inches on you, you gotta hope they're shallow. Like, just not the other type of shallow. If you got 3 inches on you, better hope you're shallow. Or they're shallow, rather. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. Include that.